And on the hill for the Giants, Adrian Hauser. How about a report on him, Chris?
Well, Boog, expect to see the ball in play with this guy on the mound. He's not exactly a big strikeout guy, so that means the defense will need to stay sharp. He's looking for soft contact, so communication is going to be key in this one.
Just about to get started. Here's Francisco Lindor.
Number 12, Francisco Lindor.
And we are underway here in San Francisco. The 1-0. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a man on base to start the inning.
Batting second, left fielder, Juan Soto.
That misses the zone, and that's ball one. Soto getting to start in left, batting second in today's lineup, and his batting average this season is over .340. Next offering is down low. Ball two.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think of. Good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
So a walk puts runners at first and second.
Batting third baseman, Bo Bichette.
First and second, no outs. Bo Bichette getting ready to hit. Aye. Oh, 1 down. Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. In the dirt, going to count 1 and 2. Backed off the plate that time. No outs, runners at first and second. Out towards right center field. Base hit! Lindor zipping around third. Throw is high and over his head.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Ground ball to the right side, and it goes just foul.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Soto at third. Bichette at second with nobody out. The rise. Throws to first in time, and that is a big first out.
Batting fifth, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
Luis Robert now.
The goal is to give your teammate a chance to score from third. There's a few ways he can get it done, but his best chance is to drive one in the air. Look for the right pitch up and then smoke it.
Still only 1 out here in the inning.
Ball 2.
Two and 0 to count. Here it comes.
This is one of those situations where the pitcher may not really want to deal with the guy in the box, and you got to be aware of that. Take your walk. I couldn't do it, but I think he can.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
Well, there's a lot of young talent in this lineup. I think as they gel together, gain some maturity over the course of this season, they could be playing October baseball.
Two outs with a runner at third. And another ball. Good hitters count the 2-0. And that's outside. Marcus Semien waiting to hit for the Mets. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Batting seventh, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Here is Marcus Semien. That one misses. That's 5 straight. Two on, 2 outs. In the air, right field. And that is that. But 2 runs for them, and they jump ahead. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Mets 2 and the Giants coming up. Back here at Oracle Park. And taking the ball for the Mets, Freddie Peralta. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
Well, a pretty standard 4-pitch mix. He's got the fastball, change speeds, 2 breaking balls. You know, all can be really effective if they're coming out of the same arm slot and really staying in that tunnel for a good bit.
Willie Adames stands in.
Number 2, Willie Adames.
Inside, almost got him. That one ripped, but foul. The shortstop takes the ball. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so a changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
The next offering misses. And now 3-2. That one misses.
Ball 4, that pitch
so a
low.
leadoff walk.
Batting second, designated hitter, Rafael Devers.
There's a strike. To the right side, into the outfield, base hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Batting third, left fielder.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and he'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Here's Elliot Ramos. In the dirt. Down to second, but he dances back in safely. And the 1-0. Turned on, but foul wide of third. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. First and second here, no outs. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 1-2. Sets him down looking. And that is a big first out. Here's the Giants lineup. Trailing by a couple of runs already, and I'm sure they'd like to erase that deficit quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to let this deficit get into your head and you're trying to just make up the difference with one swing and you really don't have the base runners on. You've got to contribute, keep the line moving, and all of a sudden you have a big inning, everything shifts, and you find yourself in the driver's seat.
That's a ball.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Two on, one out. Pitch kicks away from Alvarez. But all the runners hold. That's a strike. 3-1. Foul ball there.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, you want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
Breaking ball, and that got him.
Ball got him. First base.
Batting fifth, third base.
So bases all loaded up. Matt Chapman, the next Giant to hit. Golden opportunity right here. Chapman gets a piece there. Pitch misses inside, and 1-1.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam. Boog, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
A little bit
Ball
high.
three.
Ball three.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
Ball four, and a run comes in to score. Gap shot should score at least two. One runs in, and that'll pick off the base of the wall. Two runs are in. In to score from first. And they lead by 2. Into third as the triple clears the bases.
Down 1, and he clears the bases. Clutch at bat to give him the lead by 2. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely.
So here's Bader now. Big swing and a miss.
Well, it's not the inning he was planning on to begin this start, but you've got to find a way to shake things off and give your team some length and put up some zeros.
Yep, that ball went out.
One now. That clips the corner.
Very well executed changeup right there. If he can command the fastball consistently, that's going to be an important pitch in terms of him turning this outing around.
Got him looking. Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball at the knees. Bader wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball. And it's going to stay a strike. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. Lindor sends it to first, and they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. But 4 score in the inning. 3 coming on this bases clearing triple. It's now 4-2. Top of the second. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. That's ripped to right down the line. Whips on it, and it falls in. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Batting ninth, right fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Fouled off down the right side. Swings and misses. And it's 0-2. Carl Dixon doing the umpiring behind the plate.
And Boog, I'm not sure if it's because he sort of sets up higher than most, but one thing to be aware of with Dixon is the high strike. Not usually a big deal because most players are swinging at pitches up there, but we may see some surprise looks from hitters from time to time because that's just so unusual.
Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Really nice job with 2-strike hitting in that at bat. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Back to the top of the Mets order, and now it's Frankie Lindor. Scored the first run of the game back in the first after a single to reach base. That one is absolutely belted. He's got it. Runner tags at second. And he's in safely at third with 1 out.
Up next for the Mets, left fielder, Juan Soto.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
That's off the mark.
Ball 1.
And that's ball 1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Runners at the corners, 1 away. Here at the top of the second. Now he can't squeeze it behind the plate. Throw to second, not in time. He's there easily. Taylor up to second. Runner at third holds, so both runners are now in scoring position. 2 on, 1 out. Outside
That's ball
low,
2.
and it's 2-2. Got him swinging for the K. Huge strikeout there.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. Singled and drove in a run his first time through.
Nope. Outside.
Two on, 2 outs.
No. Inside.
Two zero.
Hey.
That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. 2 aboard, 2 outs. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. That misses the zone. Full count now. Three and 2. Payoff pitch, and that'll load the bases.
Up next for the Mets, the designated hitter, Jorge Polanco.
Maybe losing command a little bit after the walk. Next pitch, not even close.
And
That's
another
ball
ball.
2.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in or on. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
Here's a 2-0. This is
Ball
again
3.
5 in a row.
Get ready for some action here. Good RBI guy at the plate. Runners in scoring position. And a hitter's count.
Ball
4.
four,
Take the
and
game.
a run comes in to score.
Up next for the Mets, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
Here's Luis Robert. Yeah, don't need much damage here. Just a base hit. Likely will score 2.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Recognize that pitch just in time. Able to keep those hands back.
And now it's even up. That crosses the plate, and now they're just 1 strike away from getting out of this mess. Got him swinging for the strikeout. They limit the damage here.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job at getting out of the jam.
Bottom half of inning number 2, and digging in for San Francisco, Casey Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Peralta trying to bounce back from a
No, that's
bumpy
down.
first. The 1-0.
Hey.
Right through there for a strike.
goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
That one
Ball
off
two.
the mark. Now 2-2. Got him swinging.
Well, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your two-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Swings through that one for strike one. Oh, 0-1 now. And that's
Ball
too
one.
high. The shortstop takes the ball. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
2 down, bases empty. Raffy coming to the plate now. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far.
A strong second inning is a confidence builder for him, a relief for his manager. Doesn't have to get into that bullpen quite as early.
And the 0-1. Swings through that one out in front that time.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
2 down, nobody on. Battling here as he fouls it away. And there's a rocket into the outfield.
Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Ball.
Devers, the runner at first with 2 gone. And
That's
that
a ball.
misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
2-0. This one in the air, center field. Robert on his way over, and that will end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We played 2 full. It's the Giants 4 and the Mets 3. Back here in San Francisco, new inning getting started. Mark Vientos up now for the Mets. That one close, ruled a ball, and that is ball 1.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
And that's in for a strike. That one missed.
Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Up next for the Mets.
That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Sliced hard but foul. The 0-1.
Nope.
Runner on the go. And that one fouled off. Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
What do you got?
Swing. Now we'll look down to first. No swing. Just held it back there. The 2-2. That's a little bit low.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
Swings and misses. Struck him out. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Well, that's the money maker right there. 2 strikes, slider down and away from a same side thrower as the hitter. I mean, that's just tough. You're looking to protect with 2 strikes and very difficult to lay off.
Digging in, Francisco Alvarez. The 1-0. Schmidt to Adames. That's 1. What a double play that was. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. We head down to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Giants 4 and the Mets 3. Back here at Oracle Park, here's a cleanup hitter for the Giants, Luis Arias.
Luis Arias.
Well, these Giants doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. Pitch count is pretty high, and they've plated 4 runs already, so I think it's safe to say their game plan is working out pretty well right now.
Ball, that's upstairs.
So they forced the starter to put in a lot of work, and they've been able to get to him for some runs, and hopefully that bullpen phone is working today.
That's in there. That's strike 1. And a foul ball. Missed with a changeup. Full count now. Payoff pitch. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for the Giants, third baseman, Matt Chapman.
What do you got?
Tries to hold up, appeal to first. No swing. Here's a 1-1. Way out front for strike 2. Bounce to the right side. Fires over to first. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third.
Right fielder, Jung-Hoo Lee.
Jung-Hoo Lee, the next Giant to hit. Tripled and drove in 3 his first time up. Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. And that's in there at the knees. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Two down, nobody on. That one inside. 2-2.
That's ball 3.
Stays alive. Payoff pitch. In the air, left field. Soto in and to his right. Can't get the glove to this one. It falls in. And he'll make it to second base with 2 gone.
Up next for the
Looked like a routine catch all the way until it wasn't. And these things happen from time to time, but now the offense gets a runner in scoring position for free. So we'll see if they can cash in on the mistake.
Ball, that's too high.
Man at second.
Ball, that's down.
The 2-1. And a swing and a miss there. That one lifted to left. Soto coming on. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is that. 1 error in the inning, but it doesn't hurt him. 3 innings complete. It's the Giants 4 and the Mets 3. On to the 4th, and stepping in for New York,
right
Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor.
Taylor, 32 years old, and he was a second-round pick back in 2012.
Hey, 2.
Hit on the ground to the right side. Schmidt steps on the bag. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Up next for the Mets, shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
And that
Nope,
misses.
that's a ball.
And it's 1-0.
Hey! Ball 2.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
That one the other way.
Foul ball.
And foul ball. In the dirt, ball 3. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Payoff pitch. And that one hammered, and that's got extra bases written all over it. And now the tying run is into scoring position.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Here's Juan Soto. He is struck out, and he is walked. Runner edges away at second. Swing and a miss. Action in the San Francisco bullpen. Eric Miller, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Baraki getting loose as well. And a count 1-2. Man at second. And that one is inside. Way inside.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Up next for the Mets, third baseman Bo Bichette.
Ball 1.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Tying run in scoring position. Top half of inning number 4. And that's through there for a strike.
Not sure exactly what he was thinking there. Good sinker ball pitcher goes with the fastball in a double play situation when he needs something on the ground.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Ground ball could be 2. Quickly to second for 1. And their second double play of the day will end the 4th.
Well, we can never overstate it. Pitcher's best friend right there. Double play, gets out of the jam, saves some pitches.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's the Giants catcher, Patrick Bailey.
Well, he hasn't quite settled in out there. 4 runs in 3 innings. He's going to have some quick 1, 2, 3 innings to pitch deep into this ball game.
The changeup missing, and that's ball 2. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. Sean Manaea, the lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Garcia warming up as well. Two and 0 to count. Here it comes. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. Late with the swing there.
That's
Just
ball
missed.
3.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one misses.
Ball 4.
So a
Take
leadoff
the base.
walk.
Up next for the Giants, first baseman. He's
Not far out of the zone, but it was a ball. So they'll lose their first challenge.
Ball, that's out.
Bailey on at first. Nobody out. And that one wrapped foul. The 1-1. Up the middle. Oh, what a flip for one. A sensational double play.
Poetry in motion right there, Boog. Great job moving to his right to gather it, flip behind the back, and get things going for the double play.
Base is empty after the double play. Willie Adames will hit next. And
That's
there's
a
a ball.
ball.
Two down, nobody on.
There you
Started
go.
after it, appeal to first. And he won around. Rule to swing. Strike 2. Swings through it for the K. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. Giants go down quietly, and it remains a 4-3 game.
now pitching for
Pitching
the
change
Giants,
here. Eric
number
Miller.
68.
Well, they didn't get much length out of their starter in this one, so they've got a lot of outs to eat up in that bullpen. I think they'll look for some length out of him right here if they can get it.
Leading off for the Mets, the designated hitter, Jorge Polanco.
Well, these Mets, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They've hit 7 line drives already, and even though some of them have been for outs, there's nothing wrong with delivering consistent, hard contact.
Ball.
That's almost always going to lead to positive results.
Outside. Here's a 3-0. And ball 4 there. Tying run is on
Up
base.
next for the Mets, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
So here's Robert now. Who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And that one almost got him. Here's the 2-2. Next
Ball
offering
three.
misses down and away. Out towards right center field. Brings it in.
Up next for the Mets, first baseman, Mark Bianco.
And there's a strike. Good heater at 98.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
Now this one gets away from the catcher. No advance, though. Tying run is at first, and we're at the top of the 5th. That's off the inside corner.
Ball two.
Ball 2. Called out on strikes.
Next for the Mets, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Now it's Marcus Semien. Fastball for a strike. The 0-1. Ball one there.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire, and out there on the mound, maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
This one chopped on the ground, but foul. The 1-2. Struck him out looking. That was pretty nasty. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Giants 4 and the Mets 3.
Now pitching for the
Back
Mets.
now to start the
Number
bottom of the 5th and
59,
taking over on the
Sean
mound,
Manaea.
Sean Manaea.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Leading off for the Giants, designated hitter, Rafael Devers.
That one
Nope.
missed. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
In the air to left center. Soto gets under it. And there's one away.
Up next for the Giants, left fielder, Elliot.
Now, Elliot Ramos. And
That's a
ball
ball.
1.
Hey.
Swings through that one out in front that time. High fly ball, shallow right field. Taylor coming on, pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Giants, second baseman, Luis Ariz.
Two down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. This one smacked out to left center. That's a base hit, and they had their first hit since the second inning.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. And that one upstairs.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. Payoff pitch. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. He makes the grab. That is the inning. So the Giants leave 1, but they hold on to a 4-3 lead. Back here in San Francisco. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Francisco Alvarez, the next to hit.
Francisco Alvarez.
Come on, Giants.
Let's go, Giants!
That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Signs of movement in the Giants bullpen. Keaton Wind appears to be getting loose. Brubaker also getting ready. And the lefty with the 0-1. Tap foul at the plate. That one almost got him.
Ball upstairs.
Two and 2.
That's a
that's
really
inside.
good take.
Tyrone Taylor in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And a payoff pitch. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swing and a chopper. Now the throw to first on the run. And very nicely done for the out.
Next to the net, right fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Ball, that's That pitch is out.
The Mets trailing by a run, and we're the top half of the sixth.
Nope, outside.
Good hitters count the 2-0. And base hit. And the tying run is on base.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
So back to the top of the order. Here's a big power threat. Francisco Lindor. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport. And now the 0-1. There goes the runner. Swinging a foul out of play. Taylor at first, one gone. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Swing and a ground ball. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it to first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
Well, that was an important at-bat in this game, so a great job there stepping up to the challenge. Now a pretty big at-bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. In there at the knees for a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
2 on, 1 out. Wild pitch. Catcher gets a piece. A wild pitch, and the tying run is now 90 feet away.
With 2 on and 1 out, you're just hoping you can get a double play ball to get yourself out of the inning. But now you've really got some work to do. Need a big strikeout here.
Here's a 1-2. And that's downstairs and outside. Hard hit into the gap, should bring in 2. 1 runs in, and it bangs off the wall. It's a 2-run double, and they have the lead.
Comes through to drive in a pair and give them the lead. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box, and he'll feel real good about that one.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Eric Miller done for the night, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching for
They hand the ball over to a new arm, Ryan Barucki.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Check swinging the ball outside, and that's ball 1. Outside.
Ball, that's out.
Runner at second here, 1 gone. Out to short, Adames. Slings to first in time.
The designated hitter, Jorge Polanco.
Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball one.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
Man on second, 2 down. On the ground, right side. Arise on to first. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. But they'll pick up a couple runs here, both coming on this 2-run double. It's now a 5-4 ball game. Back here at Oracle Park, and digging in for San Francisco, Jung-Hoo Lee. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Brooks Raley getting ready to go. Razoban getting cranked up as well. And fouled off. The 0-2. Takes a half swing and grounds it to the left side. Bare hand grab, and he beats it. That's a hit. Great try there.
Did a nice job getting there. Good throw, but very difficult to get anybody on that one as far as you had to go and throw. You know?
Yeah, no question.
Close, but called a ball. Ball one.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit. That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll it to a double play.
That one misses. Ball two. And that is out of play. The Giants with the go-ahead run at the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, when you commit to throwing an inside fastball to your glove side across the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, if you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate in. You do not want to leave it out over the heart of the plate. So that was excellent execution on that pitch. Really tied him up, and he couldn't get a piece at all.
Bailey wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. So the call will stand. No challenges left for them now. The 0-1. Fought off foul. Oh, right to the backstop. That's a wild pitch, and the tying run moves into scoring position.
Well, that right there erases the chance at the inning-ending double play. So good job on the bases to move up on the wild pitch. Changes the outlook of the inning in a pretty big way.
Man at second. Outside. It's 2-2.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Well, that's a blue zone right there, or the cold zone on the hitting chart. Just doesn't have much success in that part of the strike zone. And a really good job of the pitcher executing. Try to go there as often as you can. The numbers are in your favor.
comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. That's it for Sean Manaea, and he leaves in a one-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
The Mets with a new arm on the mound, Luis Garcia.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
Next to hit, Casey Schmidt. Line drive, base hit. Runner around third. He's safe.
He beat
It's
it.
5-5.
Safe.
Well, we're starting over again, all tied up. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
High fly ball, right field. Taylor moving in on this one. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. But the RBI single pushes across a run. All even at 5 apiece. Back here in San Francisco and stepping in for New York, Luis Robert Jr.
That's a ball. Outside, that's a ball. Yeah!
Comes a 2-2. And that one ripped to left. One away.
Great swing of the bat right there, trying to get on as that go-ahead run. He just wasn't able to find a hole.
A little bit
Nope.
low.
Ball
And
one.
that's ball one.
Nope. That's inside.
All tied up here in the top half of inning number 7.
Hey!
Outside
Ball 3.
low. And now 3-1. Swings through that one. Outside, and that is ball 4. And the go-ahead run is on base.
Second baseman, Marcus Simeon.
So digging in, Marcus Simeon. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The lefty to 1-0. And that one fouled off. The 1-1.
Ball 2.
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Ryan Barucki departs. And it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break.
Now pitching for
New
the
arm for the
Giants.
Giants,
Number
Keaton Wynn.
67, Keaton Wynn.
Swing and a miss. Strike one. On a line out towards center. Brings it in. And that'll do it. So the Giants pen gets the job done. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. We're all tied up 5-5. Back here at Oracle Park, and now it's the Giants DH, Rafael Devers.
Rafael Devers.
Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. That's got a chance. On the warning track, and hauls it in.
Outstanding catch right there, and I love the commitment that he showed. He knew that the wall was close, but was determined to make that catch, and a nice calculation of just how much room he had to try to minimize that contact.
Clips the corner. That's strike one.
Ball one.
Right there for a strike. Next offering misses, and the count now even up. That one missed.
Did he go?
Started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, didn't go.
Up next for the Giants. Second baseman.
Go ahead run on base. Luis Arias, the next Giant to hit.
Aye.
Strike two. One away. Tie game. Go ahead run stands at first. That one way inside.
Yep, that ball went out.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck.
No,
That was
that's foul.
foul, and he'll see another. Here's a 2-2. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 2-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Base hit. And a go-ahead run into scoring position. One away. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Luis Garcia will depart, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the
Brooks Raley will take over here.
Brooks Raley.
And that hits the top of the zone for a strike. That one not close. Ball one. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. That one outside. Ball two. On the ground, 2 ball. Now he launches a throw over his head. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He will score, and they take the lead.
Well, this has been a good, tight game so far, but now that error looms pretty large. I got to think that's going to weigh on him for a little while, unless somehow they can come back and win this thing.
So up next, Jung-Hoo Lee. And there's a foul ball.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Two on, one out. Lifted in the air, right field. Taylor settles underneath it and makes the grab. Runner tags for home. Save! And they add to their lead as the run scores from third. Step off, throw to first.
No, he's
and
safe.
He's back in on a dive. Foul ball. Runner takes off. Hammered down the right side, but foul. Chapman off of first with 2 away. Gets a piece and stays alive. Popped up. Simeon under it. And that ends the inning. A couple of runs in the inning puts them ahead. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Giants 7 and the Mets 5. We go to the 8th, and stepping in for New York, Tyrone Taylor.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. You always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
Here's a 1-1. On the ground to first, and that's just foul. That one almost got him. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. That one 95 to finish him off. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
That one fouled off. The Mets trailing by 2, and we're in the top of the 8th. Swings through that.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
That one almost got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's about as nasty of a sport as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Here's Juan Soto.
Drove it off the wall last time, just missed out on a home run.
Ball, that's outside.
Two down, nobody on. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he strikes out the side here in the 8th. Mets go down quickly. They're down 2, 7-5. And we're back. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Number 14. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. Inside, almost got him.
That's ball 2. Ball 3.
I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. The 2-1.
I was always told it's hard to take you off the field when you play really good defense, especially at a premier position, and that's what he does. The hitting's going to come around. He's going to figure it out. But right now, his big asset is the way he plays the game on defense.
On the ground. Simeon toss over to first. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
For the Giants, first baseman, Casey Schmidt.
Check swing called strike. 0-1. There's a strike. Swing and a miss, and he got him. 2-way down.
Well, that at-bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at-bat.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Brooks Raley gives way. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher.
Now pitching for the Mets,
Oscar Brazoban comes on now. He's into the game with the bases empty. Back to the top of the order. Willie Adames getting ready to hit. 0 for 3 in this one.
Ball, that's off the plate. That's in. Ball 2.
Next pitch misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. Rafael Devers waits to bat for the Giants. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. That is the inning. Giants down in order. They're still up 7-5. Ryan Walker on to try and close it out. He comes in with a chance for his second save of the season. The 1-0. Top of the zone for a called strike. On the ground to short, Adames. On to first, out leading off the top of the 9th, and they take care of a big threat right there. The batter now, Jorge Polanco.
Well, both sides equally as strong. So not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
Fouled off to the right. Here's your 1. And that drops in for a strike. The Giants trying to close out a 2-run lead here at the top of the 9th. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Only 1 out remaining for the Mets.
Man, that slider bearing in on your hands like that, it's just so tough to fight off. It's kind of like a cutter and just can eat you up, saw you off. Tell you what, hitters have nightmares about that pitch. Perfectly executed out there on the mound.
Hey!
Two down, nobody on, and a foul ball. Walker is just 1 strike away. Cut on and missed, struck him out, and that's the ball game.
Well, this was a fun game all the way around. We saw plenty of action. 12 runs total on the board, but a pretty close finish at the end.
A 7-5 final score in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.